Hey everybody, and welcome to another quick tip video. I am Sue from OML Embroidery and OMLpatches.com and also OMLdigitizing.com, and that's where you're going to find all of our videos of the classes plus project videos. Today's quick tip is about images and what you can and cannot do with them and how to work with them effectively. A lot of people ask a lot of questions. How do I bring in a JPEG and make it into a stitch file? Okay, well the answer is digitizing, but I'm going to show you. I've done one video on it, but I'm going to do it again with a cute turkey guy because it's Canadian Thanksgiving this weekend. So I am in Studio. And the first thing we want to do is bring in our image. So click on image, go to import, and this is, I have it conveniently on my desktop. This is, we did an applique of this picture. But let's do this turkey guy. Now, the size of him is 238 pixels by 212, which means he's quite small. So do we want to scale the image to fit into our current hoop? No, not for this one because we are going to resize it. Now, I can tell this little guy is pretty small. Now, you can digitize him at that size if you want. I think it's around 1 by 1, but I want to make it a little bit bigger. So you need to always remember to digitize at the same size as your finished item because you can see the differences. If this is a 1 by 1, you really can't put any details on it because it's just going to be basically a pile of thread. If you were making this huge for a sweatshirt, you can put a lot of detail and add details and come up, because I always say think outside the box. So always digitize at the size that, it doesn't have to be exact, but at the size of your finished design, and it'll save you a lot of hassle. So let's go in here and fix this because this is really too small. Edit image window, and this little thing comes up, and there's a couple things you can do. If you wanted to rotate it, that's where it is. We want to go right here. Oh, I was right. I could just tell by the size of it. It's 94 by 83. So yeah, we're talking really small. So I clicked on the arrow, and let's try this because I'm going to show you what size. So 394, so we're making it 4 by 4, from a 1 by 1 to a 4 by 4. And there you go. Now the picture's okay. It's quite pixelated, and there's nothing you can do about that unless you have a vector format. Then it's resizable. But just using JPEGs, it's okay if you get a big JPEG and bring it down, but if you try to take a small JPEG and make it bigger, you're going to get pixelated. Now, if you look right up in there, that's quite pixelated. So the way I go around this, and people may have other ideas, is that you decide where you're going to plot your stitches. And what I mean by that is if you look that this is black, this is darker gray, and this is a lighter gray. And this is, I found, quite a decent solution for it. So I'm going to plot my stitches on the darker gray. And that's how you can keep pretty close to the pattern, is by gauging that. And see, we're going to pull out that node. See, the darker gray is what I'm going for. We can adjust it a little bit. That's how you're going to do it, and I think that's the best way. You could also do it in the middle, so you aim for the black parts and do it that way, and you will get a nice consistent result. I guess the point is just pick away and stick with it, and then it'll be proper when you're done. You could also do it on the outside edge. Now this gets kind of messy here, so you're going to have to guesstimate, but you need to pull it out a bit. And then there you go. And we're going to do it on the outside, so I'm just lining it up with the outside, making my adjustments. And of course you'll get a little bit faster at it. I'm doing it extra specially careful so I can show you what I'm talking about. And that is the best way to work with a pixelated picture is you pick either, oh, there is another way. You could do it on, like, totally ignore the black, and you could totally do it on the brown, where the brown and the black meet. So whatever way you feel more comfortable with, and I kind of went wonky there, that's how you can do it. And that'll make it have a consistent effect at the end. The other thing is you can just come up with your own way, your own style of doing it, and just kind of use this as a general guide. You don't have to make it any more than that. If you want to stick closely with it, pick one of those. If you don't, that's it. So once you digitize this, it's going to be in EOF format. Because we're in Studio, if you wanted to make it bigger, or I wouldn't suggest it too much smaller, a little bit smaller, I guess I did one at 2x2. You can change the stitches at that point, and that's perfectly fine. You can make it bigger or smaller. You may want to add more detail if you make it a whole lot bigger. You may want to take away detail if you want to make it smaller, depending on what you're doing. But this is pretty much the size I want. Now, I went ahead and I digitized this whole guy, and I digitized him at 2x2, and I'm going to bring him in. Oh, we're right in the middle of something. Whoops, let's X out of that. I'm going to do a new design, and I'm going to bring in what I did before just to show you how it looks. There he is, and I think he's kind of funny. We also took it into Editor and made some lettering on it. But if you'd like to see how to digitize this whole guy, we start from the picture and take it on the whole way. You can find the whole video at omldigitizing.com. So that's it for this quick tip video on bringing in images and how to size them properly. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video, and happy digitizing, everyone. Thank you.